Whoever want it, we giving it out on my dead grave. Summertime finna be a blast. I rap and clap, gon' ask the streets, bitch, I'm a shooting star, you know that? Yeah.
Anybody who has been following the drill scene for the past couple years would have heard the name. BloodHound Lil Jeff, also known as Lil Jeffrey Dahmer, was a young, talented artist from the city of Chicago, rumored to have up to 10 bodies all before the age of 21. Fans were infatuated with this, calling him the new King Von. From going on Instagram Live announcing, he's opening up a killer school.
I'm taking niggas to killing school. Class start next week. You gotta at least have 2 bodies though, for I ain't coming with no, if you ain't got shit, I can't work with no beginners, folk. You gotta at least have a 2. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minimum, or 2, I'm gonna start at 2 minimum, cause y'all know why I'm gonna start at 2 minimum. Now I'm just doing it for a tradition. I'm gonna start at 2 minimum, man. 2, you gotta have a minimum of 2. No, anything, you gotta have 2. You gotta have a minimum of 2 of them bitches to come to school. You just gonna sit your dumb ass in this seat, and whatever I say, do it. If you do anything scary, bitch, I'm smoking your ass. Nah, I'm just playing. I'ma have to though, cause now like I just thought you was ready and you lied. Now I gotta kill your ass and throw you over there in the lake.
To bragging about his murders in songs. His personality made him become one of the hottest artists in his area in just a couple months. This is the sad story of BloodHound Lil Jeff and how he passed away. As a teenager, Lil Jeff started getting involved in petty crimes and eventually escalated into more serious gang-related activities. By the age of 19, Jeff had fully jumped off the porch and joined the Black Disciples. Raised without the guidance of a father, he found his role model in his older brother who was already involved in gang activities.
So can you tell us like who introduced you to the street life?
My brother.
Your older brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how was he showing you the ropes?
Let me tell you, nigga, my crib got shot up when I was like 14. I was some stupid ass shit. The bullet, that bitch flew like right past my face. They had shot the back and the front. Then they blew the car up and set that bitch on fire. Shit was busting. I ain't gonna lie, it was going on.
His gang affiliation became a significant part of his identity. The environment he grew up in normalized violence, and retaliatory acts against rival gangs were a way to establish his reputation. As of January 26, 2024, Lil Jeff would be a prime suspect in a double homicide of old friends Monty and Lil Rob, who had apparently robbed Lil Jeff prior to this for a watch. The 2 young men were caught off guard, and Lil Jeff and his associates reportedly opened fire, fatally shooting both Monty and Lil Rob in broad daylight. This act of violence was part of ongoing gang warfare in Chicago, where retaliation between rival factions was common. The killings further solidified Lil Jeff's reputation as someone deeply involved in the escalating cycle of violence, and his involvement in these murders intensified the tension between the gangs. Later on, Jeff would go on to brag about this on Instagram and also mention it in a song he had made just after. He would also claim on an Instagram story to have 10 bodies and has 10 teardrop tattoos on his neck, which he got after the murders of Monty and Lil Rob. Music became an outlet for him, a genre that often glorifies the violent and chaotic lifestyle he was living. Through his music, Lil Jeff expressed the pain, aggression, and struggles of his upbringing, using lyrics that mirrored the violent reality of the streets. Lil Jeff's death was a direct consequence of the violent life he had been leading. On Sunday, the 8th of June 2024, things took a turn for the worst. He had attempted to carry out an attack on a rival gang member, continuing the cycle of retaliatory violence that had marked much of his life. That evening, Jeff planned to ambush the rival gang member in what he saw as another act of revenge or assertion of dominance. However, the situation took a tragic turn. In the midst of attempting the attack, things did not go as planned. The rival gang, likely aware of the tension and possible danger, was prepared for the confrontation. Instead of Jeff successfully executing his plan, he was caught in a counterattack. During the shootout that ensued, Jeff was fatally shot. He was struck 17 times, suffering wounds that ended his life on the spot. Jeff's attempt to take out a rival ended with him being the victim, a grim reminder of the dangers of the life he was immersed in. His death was part of the ongoing cycle of violence in Chicago's gang scene, where killings often lead to more killings, with no end in sight. Jeff's story, marked by his upbringing, involvement in gang conflicts and tragic death, highlights the devastating consequences of this never-ending feud between rival groups. Gang violence thrives on a culture of revenge. This creates a deadly feedback loop where no side is ever truly victorious. Instead, the violence escalates, drawing in more and more people. We have seen this from many other drill rappers heavily influenced by gang life. Each killing demands retribution, and each act of revenge causes a new wave of grief and anger, ensuring that the violence never ceases.